Hi, my name is Agata. Welcome in Agata's Cottage. Today I have a video for you, another episode of Friday Sews. Hashtag Friday Sews was organized by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. Under this hashtag, vloggers from every corner of the world are gathering every Friday, sometimes later in the week, sometimes earlier, and are chatting about their makes and about their plans for the coming week, a bit about their lives. And sometimes we have a subject that Jen suggested. For this week, Jen suggested rotary cutter versus scissors. And I'm old school gal in that regard. For quilting and or quilting stuff, rotary cutter. I have my favorite Fiskars 60mm with titanium blade. This can cut through anything, but for garment sewing, only scissors. I tried using rotary cutter, it just doesn't give me as much control as the scissors do, and I do love my Texi Teva. Actually, if you wait a second, I will show them to you. A big Texi Teva are actually downstairs where I usually cut in our living room. They have separate hidden spot where no one can touch them, and in fairness no one dares to touch them, but I have the ones that I use for cutting smaller curves or smaller bits that require a little bit more finesse, and I have a spare size here. They are 7-inch, so around 18 centimeters, and I do love them. They are very sharp, very handy, and they are very good value for money comparing to leading brands. They are, I think those ones were something like 10-15 euro, so definitely worth buying. I will leave the link to the scissors I use in the description box. So if you don't know where the description box is, under the video, under the title of the video, there is usually tiny arrow, or it says show more, or there are 3 dots. So whichever one of those you have, just press down and you will see all the description. And I always put in my description links to all the channels I mention, and if I mention any videos, I do try to link those as well. And if I linked any patterns or if I talk about any patterns or any fabrics or any haberdashery items, I do try to put the links to them as well if they are available. Sometimes the things I had in my stash are no longer available, or I just don't remember where I got them, so then I can't put the link, but I do try my best to include as much information as possible in case if you want to check what I mentioned during my video. I would like to thank all the new subscribers. I'm very happy you're here. I'm very excited with every single new subscriber. Alice is laughing that mommy is like, it's Christmas morning every time when there is a ding on my phone that says you have a new subscriber. But it is, very exciting, and I'm very excited about all returning subscribers. Thank you so much for coming every week and watching my videos, commenting and chatting with me. Thank you for contacting me on Instagram. I'm very, very happy you are here with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to press the subscribe button. It's, the little, it could be gray or it could be red or it could be black button, say subscribe. You don't pay anything for subscribing. You will just get my videos in your feed on YouTube. And don't forget to press the thumbs up button if you like this video, and I hope you do like my videos. And I do talk too much, and I know it's just me. Anyway, as I mentioned, rotary cutter for me only for quilting stuff, and scissors for sewing. I do have a good few pair of fabric scissors, and no one is touching them at home. Going back to things that happened. So my washing machine broke this week, and it delayed any sewing plans, not because I couldn't wash the fabric. It was just I didn't realize that the washing machine wasn't working properly, and I always put my towels on double rinse and spin. So I didn't drain the water, it added more water, and I had a lot of cleaning, and I had a lot of water draining from the machine. And then, because it broke during washing of the bath towels, and they're big, I had a lot of hand washing to do, because I did some stuff around the house, etc., etc. And then I went downstairs, and when I realized what's happening, it took me almost 2 hours to actually drain all the water from the washing machine, because the old washing machine we had, it was 9 years old. So in fairness, it served us well, and it did deserve retirement. But I wasn't like, you never expect things like that to break. They always break when it's the most inconvenient time for you. So I spent 2 hours draining the water, because the water draining thingy, you can do it only through the filter in this model of the machine we had. We had old Whirlpool. Anyway, I didn't get any sewing done, neither on Tuesday, neither on Wednesday, because I spent Wednesday buying new sewing machine, organizing delivery. We had to move things around. We had to get the old machine out from the place where it was, clean up after it, etc., etc. So it took a long day and a bit of time. And yesterday I spent the whole day waiting for the delivery that didn't arrive. So I called, and I was informed that the washing machine will be delivered 99% on Thursday, but if something happened, it will be early morning on Friday. So it was delivered today at the lunchtime. But in fairness, the guys, the delivery driver and Chris, managed to get the washing machine in. It is very heavy. It's unbelievably heavy, but it's so quiet, and it's very energy efficient, and it actually lights up, and it's it's one of those high-tech thingies. I got very good deal on the X-Display model, because normally I wouldn't go as high-tech. Just, I'm a very reasonable person, but the price was much better than anything else that was immediately available. And what's the story with leading waiting times of 2 weeks for the washing machines? Wherever I called and I asked for the energy rating A washing machine, I'm warned straight, it might be up to 10 working days, so that's 2 weeks roughly, for the delivery to arrive. And the charges of 70 something euro for delivering of the washing machine, for God's sake. Honestly, it's ridiculous. You are spending 600-700 euro on the washing machine, and then on top of that, and that's from the shop that's within 20 kilometers range, and then you need to pay additional 70 for the delivery. So I went to our local shop. It's 5 kilometers from us, maybe. In fairness, I do buy 99% of our appliances there. I prefer to support local shops, so if I can support shop that's very local to me, I will go for it, even if it will cost me a little bit more. But in this case, I got great deal. I got free delivery, and it was done within, I don't know, 72 hours, not even 48 hours, from slightly over 48 hours from the purchase. So it's reasonable. But anyway, the new washing machine is, so I'm doing the load of the bath towels now, and then the next load are all the fabrics that are in here. So yeah, I did got a few deliveries this week of fabrics that I ordered some time ago, some of them. Anyway, it's yeah, I'm very excited. You know, if I will tell my 20 me, like if I will tell 20-year-old I that she will be excited about washing machine, she will die of embarrassment. But 42-year-old me is very excited about very quiet, energy efficient 10 kilograms load washing machine. It's funny, isn't it? How the priorities change and how things we get excited to change. Although Alice is excited about the washing machine, but it's because it's very quiet and it lights up when it starts. So yeah, it's just funny. Anyway, going back to my fabrics, because that's what we want to talk about. Yes. I got delivery of my Think Pink subscription box. Actually, we both got. There won't be any unboxing this month. We got the box on Wednesday, and with all the commotions and everything, we just didn't have the time to record. So I said, like, just let's open the boxes because we both were very excited. And I will tell you only this: it's great. We both got the same fabric. We both love it. Like, Alice wanted me to make something now, and I was like, I need to wash it because it might shrink. So, can't do it now. But together with the delivery, I got few fabrics that I purchased over the last few weeks from Andrea. As you know, I hate paying for delivery, so I do like to include things when I prefer to have one bigger delivery and then a few small ones. At least, it looks better for the neighbors that they won't think that I have a delivery every day. But I got few fabrics from Beyond the Pink Door, and I got few fabrics from pre-order I did with Ecobee in January, and I will tell you about that in a minute. So first fabric that I got is this French terry. If you didn't know, I do love cherries. Cherries are my favorite fruits, and I'm always sad that cherries are so crazy expensive in Ireland because they are relatively cheap in Poland. But I do love fabrics with cherries as well. So I checked Andrea's website on Sunday. I usually do it just ahead of her live to check what fabrics she will be showing. And she showed this. Like, it was this on the website. So I messaged her and I told her I'm gonna make order for it. It can wait for the following box in case if you posted my box already. And she said, I have your box here. I can add something to it, the last minute thing. So I got 1.5 meters and I'm very excited. It does need wash because it's a bit stiff for now, but it's normal with French terries when they are freshly printed. And I got this viscose jersey. Sorry, not it's viscose poplar. So I was looking at this viscose when we were at open day, and I was eyeing it, and then I forgot to buy it because I was so excited about everything. It just slipped my mind. So as soon as I had a chance, I got 1.5 meters. I'm thinking about making I think it's called Zamora blouse by Each to Stitch in it. It's a blouse with a little like a v-neck and a bow tie. It's one of the older Each to Stitch patterns. I will link it down below. It looks very cute and I think it will look lovely in this fabric. And it's so soft and so nice. And it wasn't expensive. I think it was €6 per half of the meter, so it was €18 for 1.5 meters, which is great value. Already overlocked the edges, waiting for the washing machine to be ready. And I have two more fabrics. They are for one project. So I mentioned a few weeks ago Tribeca blouse by French designer, and I never remember how to pronounce their name. It's slipped my mind. Anyway, if you want to know how to pronounce it, check Sam from Frugalissima, her today's video about her sewing plans for So Frugal. She does mention that blouse, so I'm planning to make that blouse, and I will use this fabric as a main fabric and this for the accent, like the stripe accent. And I'm very excited. I'm not entirely sure that they go 100% well together. They like, I will give it a try. If not, I'm just gonna use white lace instead of the stripe accent, but we'll see. I am planning to make that blouse in various color combinations and pattern combinations because it's talking to me. Now, the fabrics I got from Ecobee. So Ecobee often does pre-orders a few times a year. She does it usually for Christmas fabrics, and sometimes she does for not so common basis. So she will have new pre-order coming in few days where she will have things like athletic fabrics, like sport performance fabrics. She will have squish. She will, and you can't get squish in Ireland, like it's almost impossible. You will get double minky, you can get canvas, like there's so many, and printed rib knits and other stuff. Like I think there's like 19 or 20 different pages. I'm not entirely sure. She did the video showing how each fabric smooths and stretches, etc., and how the sample print looks on it. So I will leave that video in the info below. So probably she will have it up by Monday. If you guys are interested, I can pop in the community post when I know that she has it done. So yeah, you know, they won't be fabrics that you normally get here in Ireland, and I think the lead time, so the time they will be here, it's 2 months. So basically you choose the print you want to use and you choose the base, and she gets them printed. So I think she will have it open for a month or for a few weeks so that we can place the orders, and then it's 2 months from the time when it's finished, something like that. Anyway, I do like doing pre-orders with her because, you know, you get excited when you pre-order stuff, and then in fairness you forget what you ordered, and then when it's arrived it's like, oh yes, it's like Christmas Day again. I do love Christmas, but it's enough talking about Christmas. So what I got a lot of jerseys. So I picked this print. I have 2.5 meters here as a potential candidate for my frogtail outfit dress. So frogtails are in end of March, 31st of March. If you would like to join Irish sewists on the party and do the fashion show and chat with everyone, there are still some tickets available. You can buy them through Crafty Studio website. I will leave the link down below. There will be a lot of links today. Anyway, so I haven't decided on actual pattern or fabric yet for what I'm gonna make. My potential candidates is this, and I'm thinking of doing Betty by Sinclair patterns in it. I think in the view C where there is a long sleeve knee-length skirt and it's gathered on both sides. It's faux wrap dress. I'm not 100% sure if I will make it. I'm gonna make the 12 first to see how it fits, because I do have a problem with narrow shoulders and, you know, bust, and my tummy is a bit larger than my bust and my hips suggest, so that's problematic. I do have few other suggestions for what I want to make for frog tails, but I will talk about this in my March sewing plans video. Hopefully I will record it today, if not tomorrow. So next fabric is this. Isn't that cute? Like, honestly, it's so cute. So I'm actually planning to make underwear, matching underwear for the whole family. So I got just 1 meter, and I will make boxers for Chris and panties for Alice and for me. And if there will be any remnants left that I can use up for something, I might do the headband or something. But they are just adorable, and I do love gnomes. So yeah, they are funny. So this fabric is something that Alice chose. So we will have matching mommy and me tops, and potentially she will have another top. I got 2 meters, if I remember correctly, of this, and it's just the unicorn and with very very bright mane, and Alice said it's perfect mix of a print that it's not childish but not too adulty yet. It's hard to explain. Twins. And next fabric, I just had to have it. I honestly had to have it. It's just adorable. I just love those sewing machines. So I'm making top for myself. I have here 1.5 meters, and potentially 2 tops. I might get just a plain t-shirt, and with whatever remnants I might do something with color blocking. Alice did express some interest in it, but it was semi-enthusiastic, call it like that. So I might just keep it all for myself. I need to be selfish sometimes, and I do have a problem with that. And the last one, that's for us. It's for Alice. It's just so bright and colorful, and I think I have meter. Yes, I have 1 meter of it, or 1.5 meters. Anyway, it's so cute. So she wants top or a dress with color blocking. She hasn't decided yet. So I do have rainbow stripes somewhere, and I have rainbow hearts somewhere on the white background. So we might do some mixing and matching. It's something that we will do closer to summer. It's it's not a priority for now. And the last fabric that I have, it's for a dear friend of mine, Tiffany. It's her birthday gift, late birthday gift, because her birthday was in January. But look how beautiful it is. So she always wanted to get some Ecobee fabric since she heard of them, but because Ecobee doesn't ship to States, it's a bit difficult. So I told her, listen, I want to give you something for your birthday. So LV is doing pre-order. Choose which color, which fabric print you like, and I will order it for you, and I will ship it for you. So I will be shipping this on Monday. Actually, you almost missed seeing that fabric. I went to my local post office this morning to pick up the what it's called, prepaid envelopes. So in Ireland here we can buy envelopes from the post office that are prepaid to certain weight. So for example, envelope costs €6, and I think up to kilogram in Ireland that covers postage. But like for States, I do need to add more postage, but it's slightly lower if I use the prepaid envelopes than if I will use my own envelopes. So there was such a gigantic queue in front of the post office today. I was like, no, I'm not waiting there is no chance it's raining, I'm not waiting. So I will go to the post office tomorrow or on Monday. And I got a few multicolor threads. So I got this one, green, blue and white, and I got this one, it's red, blue, green and yellow, and I got this one, it's pink, white and purple or lilac. I do love multicolor threads from Ikubi. I recently got some, but I used up few of my spools almost to the end, so I wanted to have a bit more. So what I did last week in my sewing room, not much. I finished one hoodie for Alice and this one. So I cut out this hoodie before I sprained my ankle last summer. So I had some remnants of various fabrics from various previous projects that I actually by accident dumped them on the pile when I was sorting out scraps, and I was like, oh, actually they do look nice together. So I had enough to do hood in this fabric and do the sleeves. I did back in purple, and I had only a bit for this of the sparkly fabric. It pretends to be sparkly, it's not really sparkly. So pattern is from Ottobre, and I did had a bit of trouble with doing this part. I know I did it backwards. Basically it should be slightly different on the top, but I read the instructions 3 times. I couldn't figure out which way they wanted to do it, so I just went with what I thought will look nice. And instead, the original pattern has buttons here, but I hate doing buttonholes on knit fabrics, so I just use the poppers, the snaps. So I got snaps, cam snaps, and I have all the squishy thingy. I got it in Ikobi a few months ago, or almost a year ago now. But actually, they have it on a sale, if I remember correctly. If they do, I will leave it in the info below. I use what that's called, cuffing from my stash. Actually, I reorganized my cuffing stash because I do have a lot of ribbing and cuffing. I'm a bit peculiar, call it like that, about matching the color as closely, or maybe not color, it's more the cuffing or ribbing has to talk to me on the project. I never choose the ribbing or cuffing ahead of the project. When the project is almost done, then I actually go ahead and choose the stuff. It's just how I work. Anyway, I have a cute little label that says O on the side. I got those labels ages ago, I think from Wish or something like that. You know, one of those cheap Chinese websites. I got few types of labels like that. So I finished that hoodie. I started another hoodie that I have cut out on the same day as I did that one. Actually, I will show you. It's almost done, using remnants as well. It's just it doesn't have pockets because I didn't have enough fabric to do the pockets. I need to try it on Alice to see how long cuffs I need to add and how long bottom band, because it was cut out a few months ago and Alice grew a lot since then. It might be on the shorter side, so if I will use thicker or wider band on the bottom, she might get more wear out of it. So that's my plan. I had to wait for her to come back from school today actually to try it on, but she's not feeling the bestest, so we'll wait till tomorrow. And I start working on one of the dresses I cut for her before Christmas. So not even before Christmas, somewhere in October. It was before Christmas. Anyway, it's in this lovely stripy French terry from Ecobee. It's white and pink, and it's lovely, like a spring vibe dress. But the pattern is from Ottobre. The instructions, like, I'm normally good with reading instructions. I can deal with Burda magazine instructions and with no instructions whatsoever. But here instruction cause headache, and things didn't line the way they meant to. I thought that I can fix things doing the top stitching, but it didn't help whatsoever. So I have a lot of unpicking to do, and it will wait until I'm in the mood for unpicking. So hopefully I will do it over the weekend, sitting and watching some TV. But yesterday at some point in the evening, when I actually thought, I will do a bit of sewing to release the stress from not getting washing machine yesterday, and I will do a bit of sewing of the dress. It caused even more stress, so I had to put it aside, put all the sewing related things. I even couldn't watch sewing videos on YouTube. I was just done. Let's call it like that. But I'm better now. So today I start working on a top that I cut out for myself before I sprained my ankle, and I haven't done anything with it. It's a spring kind of top. It's also from Ottobre magazine, but the instructions for this are a bit clearer. So and I normally don't have a problem with Ottobre instructions. I don't know what was about that dress, just a bit confusing. Anyway, I'm hoping to finish that top, not today, not tomorrow, because I have appointment tomorrow, and then I'm meeting neighbors for pizza in the evening, but hopefully on Sunday. And for next few days I will be working on some projects that needs to be finished, some mending projects, holes in gloves, and holes in favorite super warm socks, or zipper is just not holding well, so needs to be restitched, things like that. I am planning to start on muslin fall Tribeca blouse. I actually have the pattern printed, and hopefully I will put it together maybe tonight when I'm watching something with Chris. If not, maybe on Sunday evening, because I can't sew too long in the evening. My bedroom wall that actually, like my desk, sewing desk, touches the bedroom wall. That's neighboring Alice bedroom, and even though my overlocker is relatively quiet, machine is relatively quiet, they are still loud enough to wake her up. So past her bedtime, whenever she's getting ready to fall asleep, so it will be around 9:30, I do need to finish my sewing. So I might, in the evenings, I will either cut out some projects if I'm feeling up for it, or I will just put patterns together. Don't forget about sewing challenges that are happening during month of March. One is Sew Yellow for Endo 23, organized by Jess from So What If I Sew. I am planning to take part in that challenge. I don't particularly like yellow on myself, but I do have a few fabrics with yellow in my stash, and I am planning to make at least one make. And the second one, it's So Frugal. So Frugal is organized by Sam from Frugalissima and by Ruan from the Yorkshire Circle. I adore this challenge. It's my favorite sewing challenge of the year. As you all know, I am a big fan of free sewing patterns. I treat them as a kind of audition for sewing companies or pattern companies, at least in my case. Very often if I see that the company has or someone introduces me to the new pattern company, I will see if they have a free sewing pattern. If they do, I tend to actually make this free sewing pattern, just, or at least check the instructions. If the instructions are written clearly and they are nice and pictures are clear enough, I'm more inclined to buy a pattern from that company than in case the free sewing pattern has very limited or bad instructions, or if there's no free sewing pattern. For me, it's kind of like, first stage of interview if you want to get a new job. Anyway, I'm very excited about this challenge. My video will be up on the 25th of March. I'm gonna make a video about recreating Pinterest look using free sewing patterns and some hacks. Actually, it will be three Pinterest looks for a pre-teenager, basically. So Alice chose 3 outfits she likes, and mommy is gonna recreate them and show you how to recreate them using free sewing patterns. I'm very excited about this video, and I'm terrified over the amount of work I will have to put into it, but it will be worth it, or I hope it will be. Anyway, don't forget to check all the videos I mentioned today, and have a lovely weekend. Don't forget to clean your sewing machine and change your needle, and if you're out of your needles, get some, or if you're close to being out, because there is nothing worse than being in the middle of sewing and your needle goes blunt or it breaks and you're out of needles, and it's Saturday afternoon, there's no fabric shops open, and no one delivers until Monday or Tuesday. That's a bummer. Anyway, have a lovely weekend, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Happy sewing!